In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the program for the online classrooms. Now, you could go to your browser and type in https limitlessclassrooms.org online HTM, press enter, and you go to the main download page for the standalone programs. But you can also use here to choose your institution, and then it gives you the link straight into your institution interface. So here, limitlessclassrooms.org LC003 for Koinonia, and you could enter this way. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just reduce this, and then I'm going to start the standalone program that we downloaded in a demonstration video previously. And this is taking me straight into the Koinonia Theological Seminary Foundation Incorporated interface for the online classroom. And first of all, it checks my camera, it checks my microphone. If this is working okay, then I just answer, did my camera and microphone pass the above tests? I answer yes. If they don't, then you can troubleshoot by pressing no. I'm going to press yes. And here it will give me a selection of any open class. So here, Steve Test, I've made a Steve Test class opened. And if you are enrolled in the class that's open, you'll see your name in a drop-down list. I'm just going to choose my name. And because I'm not yet in the database, this is my first time to come into the system, I need to actually give my email address and choose a password that I'll use purely for the online classrooms. So I'm just going to put in my email and a password, and it will ask me to confirm that. Okay, and then it will start to take me into the classroom. The first time you come into the system, it's going to orientate you to one of the features in the system. And on this orientation page, it's showing how every now and again a tab like this will come up. And it's to really check that the student is paying attention to the class. And you have to press the response button every time you see this tab coming up. It's like a ticker tape. You need to press this response button. That will only come up the first time or the second time you come into the system. And then automatically you'll be brought into the main interface page for the online classroom, and you'll start to see the class that's in progress. So you'll see automatically coming up on this part of the screen the class that's being taking place at that time. You should then start your camera. You have to show your camera each time that you're in the system, and keep your camera open throughout the time that you're studying. So I've just opened my camera, and once you open your camera, you should see your picture coming up as one of the pictures on the screen. This is a past recording, and so you won't see it right now. You'll also notice that there's a slight delay in the picture that's shown in the of yourself on the screen. It's about a delay of about 2 or 3 seconds. This is the YouTube stream. But if you choose to speak into the class by pressing this request to speak in the classroom, you would then immediately have a change of the interface, and you will be immediately then speaking instantaneously in the classroom, and there's no delay in that, and the teacher can speak to you. You can speak into the class, you could present a PowerPoint or whatever. I'm just going to press no there because I'm not actually going to speak into the classroom. On this YouTube video, depending on your bandwidth, you could choose the resolution up to 1080 which is full HD. You can choose the resolution. You can also make this full screen, so this can be displaying the full screen video at the same time that you're watching the classroom. Don't worry if you've made this full screen that you'll miss a response test, because if a response test comes up, this will automatically return to the normal size and you'll be able to press the respond button here. Now on the screen you'll also see that there are 3 chats. The first chat is on the right hand side at the top, and this is for any question you may have to the operator. So the operator in the class will help you if you have a problem with showing your video or whatever, and you'll see your questions coming up, and any response from the operator will come up in this chat. The teacher doesn't see this chat. The teacher will see anything that you write in this bottom right hand corner. So if you have a particular question that you wanted to ask the teacher, you can put it into here and send that question to the teacher. It may be about the homework assignments, or it may be some idea you have in terms of what he's teaching at that time. But there's another chat that's very important, and you need to understand this, that every now and again the teacher will ask a question and he expects all the students to answer together that question. Do not answer in this teacher chat here on the bottom right hand side. Answer in this bottom section that's underneath the video screen, and you can answer your the questions. So for instance, if you're in a theology class and the teacher asks, is it necessary for a church to have a building for it to be a church? And you may answer your answer there, and then press send, and your answer has been sent to the teacher. Now the teacher will see all the answers from all the students with their names, and he can then evaluate the answers that have been given, and he may perhaps call you in to amplify on your answer. He may ask it in the sense of a yes, no, unsure question. You know, is it necessary for church to have a building, for it to be a church? And all the students should then press one of these 3 buttons, yes, no, unsure. So I'm going to press no to that, and this won't allow me to press it more than once, but the yes, no, and unsure will reappear after so many seconds, so that if there's another question that the teacher wants to ask, then he can ask. Now the teacher sees those responses in terms of how many people responded yes, how many people responded no, how many people responded unsure. He won't know, or the teacher, she won't know which names actually responded in which way, but it's a way of finding how many percent of the students think in a certain way. Okay, you can also use this menu to check on the class criteria rules. Now these have been set by the teacher prior to the class. It tells you the start time of the class, the finish time of the class, how late you can enter and still be regarded as present, how many minutes you must show your camera to be regarded as present. Normally that's about 80% of the time of the class that you have to be showing your camera. How many student response tests, you know, that ticker tape, the tab that comes up, how many tests will be in this particular class, and this is set to 4 times. It depends on the teacher. And how many response tests must the student pass? 3 times, so 3 out of 4. So you could miss 1 time. Perhaps you had a phone call, or you had to go to the restroom or something like that, and you miss one. Don't worry about that. You can also check on past response tests. You know, how many times has the response tab come up, and you can check here on that. Now there's been none yet, but if there had been a response test come up, it would show the time and the times, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or even 4 times that the response test has come up already. You can also have a link here to go to past recordings of previous classes. You can check your attendance for past classes. So if this is a class that you're enrolled for, like a theology class, then you can check in the previous classes whether you passed or not. You can check by pressing this link. At the end of the class, if you keep this interface open for about 2 more minutes, then the interface will change and there'll be a link come up that you can check whether you pass the criteria for this class on this session or not. I think that basically covers the main points of the interface, and I trust that you'll have a really profitable time using this and learning from your professors. If somebody is presenting like this presenter here and you particularly agree with them, you could clap them or give a thumbs up to them, and that icon will come up on their screen and they will be encouraged by your encouragement. Okay, that's it. God bless you in your studies.